Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is not going to be a full-blown review just because we've already reviewed several iterations of the Starlight 12. We've reviewed the Phantom and we've reviewed the original colors, I believe, in Aries and maybe a few others. But this is the Tenz colorway, and I do think that this is the best colorway out of all of the iterations of the mouse so far. In person, it really does have a very cool effect, more so than any of the prior iterations in my personal opinion. But of course, that all is aesthetics, very subjective. So somebody might love any one of the other colors, but I can say, objectively speaking, this mouse has the best build quality out of all of the other iterations of the mouse. Let's get into it. So just to get right into it, guys, first and foremost, I am pairing this mouse with the new revised Artisan Raiden I got from Lethal Gaming Gear. This mouse pad is absolutely phenomenal. It is probably my top mouse pad right now. I'll definitely get a video out about that. But the newest and best inclusion in the box of the Finalmouse, and well, the only inclusion in the box of the new Tenz Finalmouse, are these Infinity skins. And I think the Infinity skins are probably one of the best inventions Finalmouse has ever had. One of the best things that they've ever done for one of their products. I loved them on the Cape Town, and I love them even more on the Tenz Starlight-12 Small. I think these are the grippiest grip tapes that I've ever had, and I do think that they provide one additional thing that no other third-party company has with their grip tape, and that is the extra dimension to the mouse. You're getting that extra width if you need it, and you can stack them on top of each other if you need a lot of additional width. But I did put the 2.5 millimeter on my right side, I put the 1.2 on my left side, and just adding that little bit of width to the overall dimensions of the mouse, I am able to comfortably have my ring finger higher up on the mouse and not just gripping the mouse for dear life like I do on the medium, where my ring finger and my pinky finger actually sit a little bit lower because of the width of the mouse. I really love the feeling of the grip tape. I think the Infinity skins are absolutely phenomenal. Can't recommend them enough, and I do wish that third-party companies would actually start to kind of implement things like this because they're just better. Hands down, they're just better. Now, for the other changes to the mouse, the best change here is the feeling of the magnesium over Mouse 1 and Mouse 2. The old clicks were very hard. Not hard in a sense of feel, but they were a little bit weightier. You had to push down with a little bit more force to actuate Mouse 1 and Mouse 2. Now the switches are so light and crispy, I honestly forget a lot of the time that I am on a magnesium mouse because these switches feel just as good as a plastic mouse now in terms of the force required to move that piece of metal down and actuate that switch. The coating here is different as well. I do think that the coating is better on this copy than the prior iterations. It is a little bit drier, and it also feels a little bit lighter and smoother. So you're getting a really nice experience here that feels a little bit more like your typical plastic mouse, separate and apart from the fact, of course, that you're getting the durability of that magnesium and you're also getting that lightweight nature of the magnesium material over plastic. In terms of the bottom of the mouse, the bottom shell actually does not flex nearly as much as it did on the original. I have the default skates here on my on my small, and I have BTL skates on my medium. And comparing them side by side, I really do think that the default skates are perfectly okay. I don't think that you have to swap these for third-party skates, but at the end of the day, I do still prefer the BTL skates over the default, but again, both are quite okay. So overall, guys, you are getting an experience here that is aesthetically pleasing. Again, I think it's the best iteration of the mouse in terms of aesthetics, and I do think that the Infinity skins really add a whole new dimension to the mouse, and it is nice to see that you at least get the inclusion of the Infinity skins for the sides of the mouse in the box for that price tag. You guys can see also the scroll wheel has removed the text. I prefer it to be smooth like it is there. I think that it just feels better for me not having my finger touching indents on the scroll wheel. And the only build quality thing that I was able to recognize on my mice is if you push the top shell very hard, you can actually actuate the DPI button. It is actually easier to do it on my medium than my small, but the amount of force that I actually have to apply here is so grand that it is not anything I would ever do in-game accidentally, so I don't really think that you have to worry about it. It's almost not even worth bringing up, but that is one thing, is that the top shell actually does flex a little bit where you can actuate that DPI button. So guys, I again play better on the small than the medium personally, and I got this question quite a lot on stream last night, and of course I'll throw up clips in Apex on my left. But one of the things about small mice for large-handed users is that I am able to keep the mouse further up in my hand, and by doing that, I am doing a fully fingertip grip or relaxed claw grip, in the sense that I have nothing on the underside of my palm touching the mouse during that full duration range of motion moving the mouse. I control it all with my fingers and my wrist, and I have all of that additional real estate under the bottom side of my palm to have for angling and tracking people in Apex, either vertically or horizontally, really throughout the entire spectrum. Moving to the medium, just that additional length alone, I lose that real estate. I get hit right here on the bottom side of my palm when I am trying to utilize that same grip, so you kind of get less range of motion on your tracking with the same muscles in your hand. For me, I play better on the small, and I think the main thing is that most small mice, I kind of lose a lot of width. A lot of them are quite narrow. With those additional infinity skins, I actually do, again, have a nice area to keep my ring finger and pinky finger locked in, so my hand is not uncomfortable. I love the Starlight-12 Small with the infinity skins just as much as I loved the Cape Town with the infinity skins as well. I think it is a exceptionally good mouse. Again, the price tag is hefty. Certainly, I don't recommend anybody go out there and spend $189 on a mouse unless you really love the colorway and you think that this could be your main mouse, because there are a lot of small mice on the market now that are exceptionally good with 3395 sensors, of course. But the Finalmouse looks absolutely phenomenal. I love it. I'm going to have it on my desk, and it is very fun to use. Again, exceptionally fun to use for me with those infinity skins. So guys, that is it for this video. I do want to say that, of course, I have reviewed the Starlight-12s previously. They are just really different colorways. You guys can check out those reviews for a little bit more pieces of information. But this video, I did want to focus on the fact that Finalmouse has really listened to the community here. They have implemented those changes that a lot of reviewers pointed out as being flaws in the original releases. And I do tip my hat to Finalmouse for giving a generally very good feeling product here. I don't really have much to speak of that doesn't feel good, doesn't look good. I think between the aesthetics, the build quality, how the mouse feels overall in that magnesium format, they really have done a nice job here, and the inclusion of the infinity skins is really, really nice. This is a mouse that is now going to remain on my desk. It's going to see a lot of gameplay. Looks great, plays great, feels great. It is really something that is a lot of fun. So I hope that helped, guys. If it did, please leave a sub to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace.